Hello. Yeah, hi, it's Louis. Hi, Michael.
Oh, hi, Louis. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, everybody.
So carry on, gentlemen.
Just go back, Michael. Michael, go ahead with your thing you want to show quickly.
No. I was just saying that I've been doing that. That's where I've been doing my prototyping with the feathers. But then when I saw this M5 stack, I was like, wow, that's just really a nice building block.
Yeah, and they also
it's great.
the atom and the stems. The stems are also very nice. They're very cute. They are this small. I mean, and they're great.
Right.
What's his name? Yella even made an bGeigieCast, it's called. It's an XP compatible for the bGeigieZen Nano. You put in and it has Wi-Fi and BLE on it. We will release it very, very soon. I mean, we've been prototyping for maybe 2 years. It was Yella's project first as intern at Safecast.
Right.
And then,
Yeah, I did my intern.
yeah,
Was it 4 years ago now?
Yeah. Then we used an ESP32 with a custom board only. But now with the stamp, it's much easier to use it. So
Nice.
Well, it's still a custom board as well. But...
yeah, but it's just the kind of add-on. That's all. It's just a few traces, and everybody can build it. The before type, you have to really know S&D soldering. But this new model is very easy. It's just kit. Everybody can put it together. Okay, enough. Let's start.
Okay.
maybe Yellow should start with the Miro
yeah,
left
okay.
off.
Yeah, we can continue with the Miro. As for the development update, I've been working on the SD card with the configurations, reading into the device, saving them into the local storage, and like first try to make some log file handling. Like you can start a log and write log files, like that data lines to it. That's still a work in progress, but it's something that we can then use in a data log handler to write one line to the file, and then to the journal as well.
Hold a second, Michael. You look like worry, or you have questions?
Oh no. No, it wasn't. It wasn't really a question. I have similar things that I've been doing, and then I started using a key value store approach to that, and creating a FIFO or so that's the first library I'm going to port is key value store. So you could put a timestamp and whatever data structure you want, and throw that into storage and have that managed. But
in local storage, then we're on the
in
SD
local.
card. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We do logging to the SD card and use some configurations for the local storage.
Right. So you have to. It's actually storing files. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we need the store file to be compatible with the bGeigie Nano on the SD card. That's the whole idea.
Right. Cool.
Right, to be compatible with the file log, you mean?
Yeah, the locking. Yeah, the locking
is
the same.
Yeah.
So it can upload to the API as a file if they want to.
Yeah, that's true. Louis, you were also developing. I saw some things going by.
Well, I just it was one of those situations where, oh, wait a second. Do I have a microphone?
Yes, you have the
Yes.
microphone on. We can hear
Okay,
you.
so I'll keep using the built-in microphone. It seems to work. No, I just had kind of, I was feeling guilty that I hadn't worked on it all week. That's the truth here. And basically just started a new branch for a worker for the real-time clock chip in the Core 2. And as you might have read in the on the Slack, immediately hit a speed bump in that the API doesn't give you access to this bit that tells you that there was a low voltage event and that the RTC value might be corrupted because of the low voltage event. I mean, it's there. It's just that they just don't provide it in the API, and the read register method is private. So, there's two ways around it. One, like the nice way is that, I did a pull request to the M5 GitHub to see if they would take it. But that might take a few days, months, weeks, whatever. The other alternative is to use the library that I used when I was testing the real-time clock. And I'm not too sure how to, I guess if we don't, we could just bypass the Core 2 built-in library. They have a RTC.h and a whole a whole API there. Just bypass it and go direct to the over I2C to the real-time clock chip, and then just ignore what they're doing. So that's either one is not really that classy, but eventually it should work. Anyway, it's not really that urgent because if we're not for development, we're still using the core. Unless Rob, you think it's okay for me to swap out the core and put the Core 2 in the prototype.
Of course. I mean, that's what you got one for. and break it and try it
Okay, we'll give it a try.
Is it compatible with the
the pins? Yeah, you can just take them out. Yeah, you can take them out.
Yeah, it's pin compatible. It's just that
there's one I think GOP2 has to be switched or something like that, but that's in the code.
Okay, that's in the code. Okay, so I'll have a look at that. The other, well, I mean, it's got different chips. The power management IC is different. Real-time clock, obviously, but I think pretty much everything else is okay.
Because I used the same board for the Core and the Core 2, and I swapped them out every time, so it works fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Even the new board works fine. The version, the latest version, the production version.
Okay. So that's my to-do.
Okay.
Sounds good. Let me know how you managed it, because
two screws and that's
just
it.
2 screws.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's all. Okay, just plug
that's
it
all.
on.
And
all right.
it pops out.
As Rob would say, that's the Zen way.
The Zen way. Hardly anything on the board.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna have to move the GM sensor because the 2 screws are right up here.
Yes, you have to move that a little bit. You have to be careful with the sensor. But
yeah, oh yeah, they're very fragile. I have a spare, but I'd rather not have to use it.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, understandable. All right. So the plan for today is to continue on the Miro then?
Yeah. And Michael, probably later I have to talk with Peter, but maybe we can send also one of the Zens to you, the alpha prototype, so you can work directly on the machine itself. But prototype can basically be done with an M5 and then GPS M5 stack, Core 2 preferable, and then with you put in a header, and then a pin header, and then you put in the GPS. The schematics are in KiCad, so you can pull them up from the GitHub, and you can see how the connections are if you want to fiddle around.
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked very straightforward. I did buy a GPS unit, and I did order the M5 stack. It's Core 2, and I was originally going to order from M5 stack, but they said 14 to 60 days. But a robot shop is closer, so I should get it within a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Okay, or even Amazon, they have them a little bit more expensive, or Switch Science.
Oh,
Switch Science
okay.
is
well, it's already ordered, so I should be all set.
yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
Just to let you know next time if you need some parts.
Okay.
Switch Science is, for me, it's great because they also ship very cheaply here in Japan.
Right.
$2 for anything what they send.
Nice. Yeah, that's how I found you guys. I was like looking for this type of sensor, and then I found this project, and I go, okay, this is exactly what I want.
You came to the bGeigieZen website when you were searching?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great, because that means
Yeah.
that the SEO works nicely.
right.
That's important for me for the
I'm going to
selling.
shut off my video because my bandwidth is flaky again. Rural internet.
That's okay.
Okay. And I have similar problems. Sometimes my my Starlink is a little bit flaky if there's a lot of clouds or a lot of suddenly rain. So that can happen here.
Right.
I'm in the forest in Nara, completely off grid. So
Wow.
those things happen. Yep.
Very cool.
So Jelle will continue. Can you maybe we can
Yeah.
start with the Miro and continue where we left off last time, so we can discuss that.
Yeah, I can do my screen share.
Louis, is that okay for you? Louis.
Sorry, I lost you.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
I need to react, but okay.
Well, if everybody can join the Miro
Yes.
board.
Yes. I'm not sure if Michael is set up for the Miro.
Okay, in Slack there is a link in.
Yeah, in the top of the
the top.
bGeigieZen channel, there is a
Yeah, it
link.
says like GitHub files, project issues. Then there's Miro design draft.
Yeah. Miro design page.
Yeah, I'm not set up with Miro yet. I'll have to do that.
I'll probably have to give you access. Unless you get direct access, I'm not sure. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's good.
And what exactly is Miro?
Miro is like a whiteboard, but you can collaborate with many people on it, and then we can all work on it. You can see it here also in when Jelle works around, but you can also join directly. Like Louis is now in, you can see Louis, and you probably can see me too somewhere here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're somewhere to the left. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing just a screen share for the recording of the
I see.
meeting. Then we can all work in this at the same time. And then for today, I think last week we talked a lot about the screen layout and the messaging and like some status message, the status bar, and also for the drive-in survey mode would be the first two modes that we will implement, and then the other three will be for like as a next step, so we can have at least have a working product with the logging, etc. And then the menu. We talked about the colors, which are noted in this design node, color schemes,
Yep.
Error logging to a separate file. Yeah, that will also be there. Did you get access, Michael?
And it's through the Slack channel.
Yeah, there's a link in the Slack channel.
On the top, there's a pinned message. If you click on it on the top, and then you can see the Miro link.
I added another link which should give you direct access. Rob, maybe I'm not sure, but if this link works for direct access, then we could try to.
I just have to sign up with email. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sign up.
Yeah.
and then you can help with the edits. Just wondering what steps are left. There's one thing I want to ask about the startup, the SD card checks and etc. Is the scenario where the SD card has a different ID in its configuration as what is loaded in the device memory. So in the case that a different SD with a different ID.
Can we ask an option? Do you want to use the SD card or do you want to use in the memory?
Yeah, that should be flagged as a big, hey, hey, are you sure you want to do this? In case you've got two machines in front of you, and you've got and you mix up the SD cards. It's an easy mistake to make, but it has consequences.
Yes.
Yes.
And you should let the user make that decision if they want to use the. For example, it would be easy to update your ID if you just put in the one with an ID you know and you want. So it changes from the SD card, but I can also other scenarios imagine that by accident you put one in.
Right. So we give the user then the option to override the local settings with the SD card.
Yeah.
Configurations, or to skip the SD card and.
Or the other way around if they want to. If they want to use this, you can still write to another one to it if you want to. You can write a log file to the same SD card if you want with a different.
Yeah, that's true. But so we either ignore the SD card settings or.
Yes, you're right. Or use them.
Yeah. The local.
Okay. Yeah. I think that option we should give. Do you want to use the settings from the SD card or not? It still can log on that SD card, but it will not take the information from it. Good, you found this one. This is a good, important one. We didn't think about
it. Because I was working on the SD card, and I had a check somewhere that checks if it's if the ID is the same as the local memory, but then I realized that it might not always be the case. So let me just name this.
Yeah, that's good.
And then we would have something like a.
I saw that Michael has access, so that's good. Good to see.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yes, thank you.
It's very useful to know Miro, Michael. It's very practical for this kind of stuff.
That's great.
Right. Okay, so for the drive and survey mode, we basically discussed it last week. I think the fixed and config mode we can implement at a later time.
Yeah, it's not a priority.
The drive and survey.
Maybe we should look at the config mode. That's the next step we should work on. Oh, at least that's what I think. I'm not sure. What do you think? Or you want to work on another part first?
Yeah, I'm thinking like we can continue with the development for the drive and survey and implement the config mode.
Okay.
Like after we did some more implementation.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
We can. Although I think for this meeting it might be better to spend some time on ideas for the config mode. Because the main reason why I wanted to do designs like this is to find issues that we will face in a framework that we use. like maybe we're trying some screen transition, or like we need some data somewhere which might not be available through the current implementation of the software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. What can we do? What do you think, Rob?
I think the config mode. That's my feeling. The drive and the
Right.
the other modes we kind of understand what's needed, but the config we still I think more questions about. At least I have.
Yeah. Okay. Let's also focus on the config mode, which is also, I guess, like the second most important mode after the drive and survey.
Mm-hmm. Because the driver server is a kind of already done with the bGeigieZen and Nano code. I mean, we can imagine what's needed for there. But the config mode on the M5 stack is we're working completely on our own. Let's say this way.
Right. Yeah, we got some code from the bGeigieZen cast, of course.
That's true.
But we can figure out like what kind of screens we need.
I think an important point would be also what exactly is it that we want to configure? Maybe that's a good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
What is configurable? What should not be configurable? You know, what's coming in from the you know, the safecast.txt initial file and so on.
So Louis, so we make a list for things we need in there. So just a note there.
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest. Then we can figure from there.
Yes.
I think we already started something.
Yeah, we have a note on the left here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Pardon. Right. So we have these configurations from the Nano. Did we already figure out all these were like standards?
Mm-hmm.
And then these numbers should be configurable, but okay, let's just make a list of everything that we need. I think
I will add later. I will add to the config from the SD card. I can add the information I have. I have a lot more information about this file. That is not online. I mean, I've been using that for maybe 10 years, so I can figure that out.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, what we can do now is then, okay, so the plan is to have the SD card. We'll have all the configurations that we can configure.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are some hard-coded values which will be which is already noted here. So the colors and the timeout for screen off and the brightness, etc. Those will start out as hard-coded settings.
Yes, start out as hard-coded, but then later can be modified if you want.
Right. Yeah, we can add them to the configurations at a later time. So now we just have the most important configurations on the SD card, so it's not too cluttered. And, like at first, I want to start with configurations that we are 100% sure that we want to make easy, configurable, etc. So everything that will be configurable through the configuration mode, which then hosts like a Wi-Fi access point which you can connect to, will also be configurable through the SD card.
Yes, I think so. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the SD card will have all the configurations. If it's missing a configuration, there will be a default that will be used. And then through the configuration mode, you can change a number of these configurations.
And I also
like
think in the hard-coded, I think we have to set up the general sound level, because I was thinking also, if people want, we can make clicks on that too, like the Geiger clicks that people often can use on the click sound, or the level of the click sound maybe. Click sound, if you go down, you said click sound, but the level of click sound.
Well, it could also be just a
yeah, or no
selection, like off, off, quiet, loud.
Well, we could have a number between 0 and 100. I don't know, like
yeah, or 0 to 10 or something. That's a variable.
Like 0 to 10, and then 0 would be off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's simple. Maybe click sound level we should put there, because it's not only the sound.
Well,
so there's a small speaker in the M5 stack.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
right.
Does it have vibrate also?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Because that inside is not so much space, so to make it vibrate, you need some mass in there, and I think they decided not to go by that.
Right.
All right. So Rob, of these top configurations,
for the M5 stack, you have to open the lower part if you want to use it. So, but the lower part of the M5 stack, when it comes, you can do a screwdriver on the edge, and you go clack, it opens up. Just to let you know, it's not easy to find because there's nothing written about it, but you can just disconnect it with a screwdriver. There's a small slot on the side.
Right.
If you need help, let me know. I've done
I'm good. I can take the things apart. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
By the way, we have about 6 minutes left. After that, Jelle takes over the recording.
Yeah, I'll start a new call and then
okay.
Paste the invite link in Slack.
Yeah.
So for the configurations, what is GT? GT is 0. Do you know that, Rob?
GT is. Oh, you want to know now? Hold on a second. Then I have to dig into my code.
Well, I don't know. Like, do we use all of these? Because
yeah, we have to use them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the time zone.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be configurable, or should that be come back from the? No, I think that should be configurable.
Yes, I think because you wanna, if you're if the user is in Japan and you go off to another place, it gets a different place in there. I mean, if you go travel abroad, then you will have another GPS in there, or coding for your GPS. So.
But where would this be used? This is just to display like the local time, or
yes,
like the GPS?
Local time if needed. The bGeiggie Nano doesn't have that, but there is an option for that.
Okay.
I mean, the standard bGeiggie Nano. I made versions that displays everything like that, but
yeah,
the standard not.
Right.
So is time zone, because like a plus or a minus, like UTC plus or UTC minus.
I think not. I don't know how they configure that. I mean, I didn't look into the time zone code for that.
Yeah, because also, well, I mean, because we have some, some peculiarities, such as we have a province of Newfoundland, which is half an hour out, because they're only part way into the Atlantic. So, so it has to be. You might have to, if you want to make it configurable, and unfortunately, just because of human nature, really, we have to do hours and minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
Or
what about like summertime as well?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
the daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Right.
So the I think for now we just leave it as hours and minutes, and let the user figure out daylight saving time and all that. Otherwise, then we're into an issue of trying to pick it up from let's say the internet.
Yeah, but basically the time is stored at in UTC, yeah?
That's right.
Yeah.
Everything internally is UTC. So the only thing you really need is time zone conversion for us to user display.
Yeah. Let's think about that later because we can change that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if we think about it later, like the idea is now to have like a list of configuration we want for like the first version.
Yeah.
Would we then now take out time zone and edit later as a like time zone support?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe a second box over here, just to like later or eventually or to do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll add this.
I just make a copy of this and edit it. Not too sure how you. Can we just like expand this yellow thing? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah, there's no real algorithm you can have for calculating daylight savings time. You have to actually go out and get it.
Yeah. I mean, we can steal stuff, from the time zone algorithm in Linux, let's say, but that's getting really complicated.
Right.
And again, it's just for user convenience. So if they don't care if it's UTC, then leave it.
Right.
All right. We'll leave that this. Why is this growing? This is a weird program still.
So what?
All right.
Here, what I make a suggestion here is, or you're Yella, you're editing that box. I was just going to make a copy of it and just sort of knock out the stuff that or just keep only the stuff that
like
we
this.
want to deal with later.
We're about to drop this meeting. Are you going to use the same link, or are you going to send out another link?
I'm going to send out another link.
Yeah.
On Slack. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Is the meeting almost done then? Or...
Yes. Soon. Very soon.
19 seconds.
No, sometimes it goes over.
Yeah.
It goes over about 3 or 4 minutes.
We can do a countdown.
I have
okay.
Be back.
Yes.
And we're back.
Good.
My question was, does the sensor require calibration? And is that what some? No?
No, because basically the sensors come calibrated from L&D.
Perfect.
And then we did a lot of calibration together in the case, so we know the calibration for the acrylic Pelican case, how much it stops and other things, and you put something in front. And if you want to do a serious measurement, you take it out of the case.
Right.
And then you do a hotspot finding. I mean, if you want to really be correct.
Okay.
But basically, it's fine like this. And the settings are the conversion rate, so it's on it, like the CPM-F and CPN-N. That's conversion rate, and for what kind of nuclide it's calibrated to.
Right.
The way I understand it, it's converting CPM to exposure in microsieverts based on the energy of that particular cesium-137. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, no, that's correct. And same for Becquerel.
Becquerel is number of disintegrations per second, so it's the exposure sieverts.
Yeah, but the second one is the Becquerel per meter conversion factor.
Right.
Right.
So that's all I understand from it.
And
I see. Okay.
These are always the same values, because should they be configurable? Is the question.
They should be configurable if you want to use other tubes. Because sometimes I have used different kind of tubes and need different calibration numbers.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
And then the microsievers and the Becquerel do display correctly.
Okay, so if that's the case, then the user is replacing the tube. Would the procedure not, like, I mean, that's fairly invasive procedure. Could we just not tell them, just tell the user, use modify your safecast.txt, modify the file itself?
If they're smart enough to change the sensor, they're probably smart enough to figure this one out too.
That's where I was going with that.
So we don't have to worry about it. They will look into it and see, oh no, it doesn't display, and my values are off, and they probably people who know it, they understand that it needs conversion rate different.
So you would say that these values don't have to be in the configuration server, like that you can select them on the device and change them through the access point?
No, I would say not.
Yeah, I would put them on the access point, because no, it's maybe confusing for other people if they directly know what it is. Yeah, you're right. Don't need to be on it. It's only for the, let's say, for the experts.
I think so rule number 1 for user interfaces: if there's a knob to twiddle, it will be twiddled.
Yes, you're right, Louis. So those are not for being used on the Wi-Fi interface or another interface area.
Yeah, okay. Then we'll keep them in this section. And then the GT and GM, what was that?
Oh, I did not recall. I didn't check for that.
Okay. And the conversion
I think that's
rate,
the tube type, isn't it?
GigaTube 0.
Ah, yeah, GigaTube 1 and 2, because yeah, you can get more tubes in there if you want.
So if you would have a second tube, how would the config look like then?
Oh,
no, it's just one.
I can show you later. I have those with 2 or 3 tubes and different tubes. For example, the point cast uses similar code, but then for different tubes. But it has always 2 tubes. It has
that's true.
So if you look at that code, you can find that too.
Yeah, right. But for the Zen, like this is a new config file, of course. So I'm just trying to figure out. Let's say there would be a person that would install a second tube. How would they configure it?
They also need to configure many other things in there, because you need another.
They need to rewrite the code as well.
Yes, I think so. Because what you have to do is you have to get another high voltage module in there. You have to get another wire to the for the pulse coming out to it, or you have to start multiplexing things. And no, I don't think people will do that.
So we're basically saying, for now, like the current configurations, we do not support the second tube.
Yes, that makes it easier for normal use. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we can basically remove these 2 configurations.
No, I would say just because it's tube type, isn't it? GT, like there's 2 different LND
what does
modules.
The type do then?
Or if we're using one from the like from the from Eastern Europe.
Let me get this.
But isn't that, like, wouldn't you configure it with the factors then? Like,
That's
what does the type do?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Well, if you look at, hang on, let me have a look at the config file, or at a log file that came out of, where am I here? Looking at, the log file has, don't forget the tube type, date, time, count. No, it doesn't actually show the tube type.
And just in between this conversion rate that's talking about these vectors, like I don't know what the conversion rate's doing now.
The conversion rate is for the CPM to microseconds.
Yeah, so that is these conversion rates, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I can just remove that. And this is alarm, I think.
Yeah, alarm level. When the alarm goes off, if it's more than 100 CPM, it goes off. It goes by CPM.
Yeah, and that's configurable right here.
Yeah. Yeah, we can also configure it in the config server, which is already there. I'll just put it like this. Although device ID should not be in the config server. That'd be weird.
Could there be an option to put in the API key, SSID, and password and username, all those things, into the config file, just because it's easier to edit it on a computer?
Yes,
than on a small screen. Sorry.
So
okay.
that these configurations is also
Oh,
SD.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I see that now. SD plus
I removed it earlier, but like
okay, I see it now.
Everything that's in here, except for the hard coded, will be in the SD card.
Okay,
and
good.
then these will also be in the config server. So so these factors and the Geiger tube number and the device ID will be on the SD card only.
Right.
Right. And then we have these ST, SS, SH, what 100 SM. I have no idea what that is. And then we have things like fixed location for the fixed mode.
Yes.
Well,
well, these will also be in the config server and the SD card. So the question is, do we add them in this version? I think yes, because it's just easier because we know they will be there. I think editing or adding stuff to the configuration after like the first release will be maybe more difficult.
Yeah.
No, we should.
I think so.
I don't know. We still have some time to figure it out. So just called home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's easy. Keep it like that.
Thanks for that link, Rob.
Okay. No problem.
Let's see.
I'm just looking at user config in the current Zen. We have CPM factor, Geiger pulse. Oh goodness. GPS baud rate, not really.
Right, and also access point password.
Yeah. But also maybe we should set up for the home the range they want to include from how far away they want it to switch to a mode. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, home range.
Well, it won't switch to a mode, but it will be out of range and then not send the data. Yeah, that's how the Zen or the GeigerCast should be working as well. I think it is already.
Yeah, we tested it out a while ago. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it works, but the cast still has the option to just not check the home location,
Mm,
but for
yes.
the Zen we will make it required.
Yeah.
To use the fixed mode.
Still don't understand, but this is not my my idea about those things. They should always send data, but
Yeah.
but I think it comes back from the old idea that a drive is a drive, and another one is is not a drive. Let's say this way. But after when I saw when Ray Ossi made the RUT node, I said no way, it's always going to send data. There is no lock on it.
But the RUT node is also on a fixed location, right?
Can be it's always in my car. That's a fixed position for my red node.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that, but it is I don't know, SB had valid concerns.
But basically we can just sort it out on the API later. It doesn't matter so much, I think.
Yeah, I think for now we can just like limit the options for the user a bit. So make it like a fixed mode, and else you can't use it.
I think Peter and Asby really still think in a drive and another mode, but I think more in data mode. Data comes in and that's it, and then later we sort out where they come from or what they're gonna do. But
okay, just in case it helps, I found in the user config.h what all these numbers actually represent.
Good. I was looking
that's
for
a good
that
one.
too.
So
Can you say that?
334 is the microsieverts per hour divisor.
Louis, can you share the link to where you find that found?
Yeah, well,
I was looking for it.
It's in user config.h in their current bGeigieZen.
Oh,
then I put it in.
It's already there.
Yeah, right. Because it's also not. We're currently not reading the SD card config.
Right. So it's yeah. I mean, I can post it to the Slack.
Yeah, that's easier. Post it there.
And the symbol names are fairly descriptive.
I'll just do it like this. And then these standard, like this CS 137.
Yeah, that's the actual isotope that's calibrated for microsieverts.
All right, but where is it used in the device, or is it just as a?
That would be used in displaying when you do the calculations to be displayed in the drive mode and survey mode.
You can say which is calibrated to.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can just keep them in then. So country name, do we also keep that? Or country code?
That's a default, basically.
Yeah, we can remove the default, I guess.
Yeah.
Or we can have like a nameless country, or I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we can figure out some defaults later. Although we also have these.
Well, these are workable for first pass.
Right. And the GT and GM, is that?
That it doesn't seem to be in there. Let me check some more. Log file. There's a config for the Geiger counter, averaging period, CPM factor. Is that in there? 340? No.
There is a lot in user config.h which can be somehow removed.
Oh, there's lots of stuff in there.
Yeah. Well, it's basically copied from the nano and then some edited, but we can change up some few things. We can do that at some point. So the ST, SS, etc. is not in here as either. So
SH is, I believe, is default height or in centimeters. There's a default height if you look at the Slack here. Default.
Here, SM is for, hold on a second. It's for sensor mode. Hold on a second. I will post you from the nano.
this is sensor
Yeah.
height. I can see.
Yeah.
And then we
Okay,
have
oh,
like
that,
CPM window.
okay, so
Well, what's the CPM window?
CPM?
averaging window? At a guess, 60 seconds?
Oh, like 60 seconds.
Yes. We can switch into 5 seconds too if you press the function key on the latest code, I think. You can
yeah, we
So-
already have the config in like the hard coded. Like we have 60 bins of 1 second currently. So that makes it 60. But I guess it was used for some, well,
S8 is sensor height.
yeah, I already got that one. The
Okay.
other ones I couldn't find.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what CPM window will do in the Zen, because we have 60 bins of 1 second.
So at the moment, what you're saying is it's hard coded. And if we wanted to change that to 5, then we somehow have to only look at the at 5 bins.
You should check the code from the nano. I think the nano does it every 5 if you want to. I remember I made a code for that, so you can switch to 5 seconds mode to read it out.
But then the 5 second, would that be CPM or CP 5 seconds?
CPS 5, I think, would be.
Right. Yeah, but we already have that in the code. The Geiger worker, the sensor, already produces 5 second data as well as 1 minute data, and 1 second data as
Okay.
well.
So would that just be a configuration? Since you're calculating both, just choose one or the other to be displayed or recorded?
Yes, I think so.
Right. Okay. So this is yeah, I wonder, like, is it really important to make this configurable if we can just show like CPM when it, like in the drive mode, or like on the, what's it called? The survey mode, we can just show per 5 seconds, but then calculate it as CPM or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a little bit confusing? You're displaying CPM over 5 seconds, and you look at your log file and it's different.
No.
Right.
That's fine, because if you log file, they're both there. The 5
Okay.
seconds and the other one, the 6
Oh, okay.
seconds.
I wonder, is that so? It's a 5 second value?
I think so. There is. I think one of them was.
Yeah, I think it
always
is.
recorded. The 5 seconds is always recorded on the nano.
Yeah, and we can use that on the Zen as well. Like the value is available. That's true. Yeah, but both are logged.
Okay.
So I think we can remove it for now, because I don't see a use for it. And SM, I'm not sure, as SST sensor height, is that where would that be used then? Is that
Sensor height when you're for example, when you're in the fixed mode and you want to know the sensor height is set up, but then the GPS will pick it up. So I don't know if that's being used now.
well, currently in the Zen it's not used. Only the micro receiver divider and the the other
In the
factor.
but in the Zen we're recording the height,
You're
the
recording.
altitude, the
Well,
altitude,
yeah, we get. Yeah, but that's the altitude. Is that the same as sensor height?
the same height. Oh, there could be sensor height from the. For me, that doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Because the sensor height is automatically coming from the GPS in reference to sea level.
Right. Yeah. When I read
yeah,
height, I don't think about altitude, but more like
sensor height above ground. In other words, like where is it anchored on the car? Or
Yes, that was the
like
original
1
idea.
meter, or like
The
maybe
whole 1 meter
100
story.
centimeters. 100 centimeters. Something like that, maybe.
that's the way I'm reading it, because
Yeah.
but when you submit a log file with the metadata, if you're expected to also show what the height is, because you really can't tell. I mean, even with GPS, you can't tell how high you are above the ground, because I mean, just because the imprecision is, could be a plus or minus 10 meters, right? Because we're dealing with, like the difference between mean sea level, right? And so you're getting an approximation from the GPS between what they call the ellipsoid, which is this arbitrary geometric shape, and another arbitrary geometric shape called the mean sea level. They're like around here, I looked at it, it's about 25 meters difference, and it would be better to have the users say, well, look, it was anchored to my car, I measured it with a tape measure, and at 1.4 meters, or and because now it's always a fixed level above the ground, which is where most of your radiation is coming from, right? From dust or radon or whatever it is.
But then that value would be added to the altitude, or not?
No, it would just be, I'm not even sure we need it, because it's something that the user would be punching in when they submit the file, right? You get an opportunity to submit the metadata, facing right, facing left, height above, like height above ground, and then the whatever cities and towns.
Right.
Yeah, I think you don't need
really
that.
do anything then.
No.
Yeah, I would say leave it there. It doesn't hurt, but
not use it. There's no need for using it.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put it in the config server.
I would say we can just leave it out until we figure out, like,
until somebody complains.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what there is to complain, but
Joe will complain. He will be next week. He will join, he said. So Joe know the history about that one.
We can add it to the config file, but never read it. Understand?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, well, you can add all kind of gibberish on the config file, but we'll just skip the lines if there's nothing to be read. Yeah. Okay. Well, and the last 3 configs now, I still don't know what they are. So
hold on a second. I can figure it out. I think I dropped the thing in there. SM we know, dose we know. The dose has to be in there too. I forgot. The dose is very important.
The dose?
Dose. So how much radiation has been from the start of the trip or the start of when you reset it? It collects.
But that's not something
maximum dose. Something like what
there is a dose on it.
Is it like something that a radiation, like somebody who's exposed to radiation would wear on their badge, and then once a month they turn it in for an analysis? Is that
cumulative?
The idea here?
Yeah.
Yeah, cumulative.
Yeah, but that would then not be on the SD card, I guess. Because SD card is like initial configurations.
Well, you need an initial value if it's cumulative, and then you put it into
it's
non-volatile storage.
There is a
no.
dose key called dose. Hold a second.
Well, it wasn't in here.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's an unwritten, but it's in the code of the nano.
Yeah, we can start from 0 and then like toggle to reset the dose or something in the
Yeah, that's
config
what's
server.
happening. If it's set to, if it's not 0, if it's set to something, it will take that value. But if it's set to 0, it will reset it. That's why the
Okay.
dose is not in originally.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in the code that Rob just posted. It's right at the bottom.
At the bottom here, this code. This is the
Uh,
important part.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. Let's see.
As you can see, ST is also in there. ST is the
Sensor
Sensor
type.
mode.
ST is sensor
sensor
type.
type,
And
and SS is sensor shield.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, whether we have the
I can imagine. They are special shields we can put in front of the L&D. For example,
talking
some
about-
people have an alpha shield or a beta shield or some that you only get the gamma or something like that. There are shields.
oh,
you can
right.
get.
Okay.
Okay. Now, would that refer to removing the little protector shield here?
No, that grid is I think it's kind of transparent or calculated, calibrated already.
Calibrated for the
It's
shield,
edited.
okay.
Yeah. It's
That brings up an issue is, are we going to have to account for the rubber being the difference between the nano where we had the rubber cutout and the Zen where we're going through the rubber?
as far as I understood, not.
Okay.
I think the rubber doesn't hold back any particles, right?
It holds back a little bit of alpha, but not sufficient enough to compare to the randomness of the events. So
Okay.
you can ask it next time to Joe when he is
Okay.
when he's next week here.
Okay.
He knows the whole history and what's about. I talked with Peter about it, so we got a hole, so we got not a hole, and then Peter said, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." So I said, "No hole, make it
Oh yeah,
simple."
it's easiest.
Yes, I thought so. It's easier for people to build them. So the easier it is, the better.
How do you write this? Accumulated. Oh yeah. Okay, so we also have local storage. The things we keep there is then the last latitude, last longitude, and the accumulated dose.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the accumulated dose, it would be easiest to reset them through the config server.
Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, we won't have to, well, perhaps we can do it through configurations, but through the SD card. But then you have to write to the SD card like dose 0, and then you have to take out the SD card again to remove the line, else it resets every time, right?
So
I think.
yes.
Just,
You only write it once. That's why it's not there. So you write it once when you have a new if you want to reset it.
yeah,
That was the
now
idea
that you
about
mention it, we only write from the SD card once. But so if you reset the device, it would then do it again, but then it's reset anyway. So
yeah, should reset the dose too. Maybe we should make an option so people like to know how much they totally exposed.
yeah, that's the accumulated dose. But then if you reset the device, it resets everything. But we can,
Yeah.
well, you don't have to reset the device, of course.
That's true.
No, it's quite something. Huh? Yeah, okay, let's just leave it like this for now. These are just saved. And the dose would be in what format?
Oh, I think it's in Becquerel. I'm not sure. I think it's
No,
Becquerel.
I think microsieverts, I think, is the unit of exposure.
Yeah, they could be, or
Because becquerels is the actual. It's like basically disintegrations per minute or per I think per second per unit of volume. So that's why we have that becquerel per meter squared. In other words, it's number of emission, like number of events from a surface or a volume. I think microsieverts is
that would make sense, microsieverts. And then we have the per hour value.
Yeah.
And we can, I don't know, calculate
Wikipedia.
like the total.
Okay, SI unit of equivalent dose of ionizing radiation. Is health risk of ionizing is defined as probability causing radiation-induced cancer and genetic damage. Oh, fun. Sievert is important dosimetry radiation protection. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Okay. Let me check.
Yeah, there's so many different units involved or measurements involved in this stuff that it's kind of hard to keep track. So we need a conversion factor from the the CPM as well as the becquerels per meter squared. So that's why that's there, and I'm very reluctant to touch it since it's it's historic. Plus, also if we want to contain like basically have the Zen continue on from the nano, there should be that continuity of measurement and calculation.
Yeah. All right. Should we save this in sieverts or microsieverts?
Yeah, let me check what we.
I think a sievert is a very big unit. I think it's microsieverts.
Yeah, but that would be very small. That would take up very fast, I guess. Or millisieverts, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you can see it in the log file because it's no. Hold on a second. No, it's in the EEPROM only. Let me check that. Take a dose. Right time.
Well, we can just skip it for now, since it's not in the SD card anyway. So we can add it at a later point. The accumulated dose is my honest opinion.
Okay, here you go. I got the string for calculating the dose, so I will post it. This is the string for calculating the dose. So it takes the CPM factor, it takes the dose total time, and it does some calculation with the total time, and then divided by thing. So it looks like microsievert. No. Yeah, microsievert. Yes, it's a microsievert. Sure.
Okay.
Because the conversion rate is the factor CPM factor divided by the total time and the total count. So that makes it microsieverts. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I still stand by my last comment, which is to add the accumulated dose after we finish like some implementation of the screens, etc. Because it's not in the SD card. So
yes,
we can add it at a later
correct. We
point.
can skip. Yeah.
Skip it for now.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the dose is also displayed on the bGeigieZen Nano.
Yes. I think so.
On the one of the flipped screens on the I think in the survey mode.
Oh, in the handheld
yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
Or the survey mode. Yeah. I never really used that. So I don't know. If I switch to it now because my screen is kind of burned in, I can't really read anything.
You should get an sensor detect, motion detect for the Nano, like I have.
I have a new screen for the Nano. Maybe I'll.
Yeah, but that burns out in half a year if you're in the fixed mode.
Yeah, well, I heard you had a nice version of the Nano, which is installable. I don't know, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I just take off the screen and live like that.
Yeah, you can do that too. That doesn't matter. That's easier.
All right. So going back to these configurations, so the tube and what was this? We have to leave these in then?
Yeah, well, if you're changing the tube, you're changing the mode, you're changing the screen, you're going to be changing all those factors. So that's more of a, it's pretty drastic. So,
Yes.
Right. I guess we could leave them in. We can make them optional. It's the very least that we can do.
well, I think we should have safe defaults, but whether they are easily changed is the question here. We need safe defaults just, for somebody, somebody brand new who's, intelligent but not knowledgeable of, the details.
Yeah.
Of radiation surveying. It's like, just use the safe defaults and we'll get quality data into the map. And if somebody wants to use a different tube or anything like that, then they should be knowledgeable enough to go and change the file to their different calibrations.
Yeah, but in that case, then they can also like look up how they can change the tube config and then add these lines. So in like the most simple version of the config file, these would not be in there, and we can just add them in the code.
Yeah, I've got my still getting a low bandwidth and all that, so I'm just going to shut off my video again.
It's okay. Where were we?
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
that I'm afraid that we're kind of running around in circles a little bit, in that we're never quite sure what these things mean and whether or not they need to be in either non-volatile storage or in the and I'm just wondering if it's we're at a point where we should just sort of step back and try to write some sort of a written spec that we can always refer back to. In other words, a known place, either on somewhere on GitHub, just as a text file, nothing, nothing grandiose, but just where we can basically keep a definitions, like a glossary or a dictionary.
That's a good idea.
And
Yep.
And when we make a decision like this, then we they record it. If we have to revisit it, that's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like it's one of those specs that was handed down from from on high. It's not like we're consulting, working for a client, but I mean the clients ourselves. But just so that we can either refer to it, and if we make a decision, if we make a change, then we can track those changes again, because it's just a text file in in the Git.
So what you can do, I would suggest you just to make an issue of it, and then name the issue quite clearly, and then we can keep the text file in there, and we can comment on it, and we can modify it. And
well, is the issue tracked in GitHub, or
yes, GitHub?
But like I'm trying to say here. Well, let me open up the issue. We'll take it from there.
Yeah, and then the issue will be in the project file, and then we can see what to do, or always available or something. I can make a list for that too. So we have a reference in there. You don't have
Okay,
to
so
search
hang on,
for
let me
it.
go get to.
Is that a reference for the configurations then specific or just in general?
Oh, in general,
In
just
general.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's a good
I see
idea.
that I feel that we're running around and revisiting things fairly often. And you notice that if you in the Miro, where did the Miro go? For instance, when we if you just go look up here, where are we? When we made that decision, for instance, about the colors, right?
Yeah.
So right over here.
Right.
So
yeah.
Once we've got that, then what color should that be? Well, we just go back and look at it, but make it a place where it's easy to find. Well, okay,
But,
so I'll open up an issue. I'll open up an issue.
The problem I see with
Or project,
using it
where's the
Miro,
project?
we don't see in history. If we have it in GitHub, we can make an how to say, we can make an
a wiki page
or a wiki page, but we can track back in history also on that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think the thing with the Miro was just like an easy as more of a brainstorm idea.
Oh yeah,
I agree. It's great collaboration tool.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, actually, well, here I just see something that creating documentation that Rob just opened. Was it just open now? Nope. It's from February 2022. Okay, well, we'll just keep working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can let's see if I go to the GitHub.
Where do we want to do it? Just as a text file in the source code? Like in
I would make like a wiki page, because there you can also track the changes.
Okay. Oh, that's true.
I think for the bGeigieCast I also made similar. Like
that's a good idea.
There's already a page called specification, and it's tagged as SCC hack 2018. bGeigie Raku.
Oh, I think that Robin made that.
Well, I think we can just build on that.
That's an idea, but being honest, I prefer to have that in GitHub in the whole project thing, so we can keep track on it and we can pull it up when we need it. That's my feeling.
Yeah,
I can be wrong.
That's the same. I mean,
we
can just make
there,
another page in here, right?
Yeah, so this is what I'm looking at here. Safecast bGeigieZen wiki specification.
Yeah, that's one.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Keep it
and then there can be like more detailed stuff, just pages linked from this main specification page.
I think there's a home which has the specification, which is already written, and then we can also add a new page, which is, I don't know, like design choices or
design decisions.
Just design in general, and we can also link to the Miro.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, I mean this needs to be edited. This whole page.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's I mean it's a bit old.
It's old,
but it's
totally.
Yes, when we were starting, that's correct.
Yeah.
I did the same for the bGeigieCast, so you can see the documentation on GitHub, like everything I've made.
Yeah.
And I think you can also link issues to the wiki.
True.
Oh, but interesting to see what we wrote down. It's nice to have, but most of the things are implemented already. It's good.
Yep.
That's good. So we have got, I mean, the thing about personas, that's great brainstorming, but it gives us an idea of the user base.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Workshop, kit at home, workshop. It's good stuff.
I don't know who made this. This is very nice. Very impressive.
3 revisions. Who?
Oh, I did.
You edited.
I see what you did there.
2019.
Yeah.
Well, wait a second.
No, I just updated some small stuff. So copy and paste. I
Clay
took
Puppet
it.
committed on June 26, 2019.
Oh, no, that's me.
And you
Wait, what
did
did I
it.
do?
I'm just looking at the history.
Yeah, that's good. Me too.
Oh,
It's
is that
just-
on the specifications?
Yes,
You mean?
and
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
history,
I'm
they
just-
said Yella did it first, and then we
I see.
modified it.
So this is a lesson to us that you need to write stuff down.
Yes, I like this. This is good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess
mean,
I created it. Huh?
Yes, you can.
But this was copied from
From another.
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, from the Raku, I think.
from the docs.
Raku.
Yeah, copy
Yeah, from the
paste
Raku
specification
doc.
from docs. Right.
It's from-
Yeah, I remember.
It's from
doing
the
that.
Raku.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so wiki.
All right, that's good. Right, so I think that's most important things for today done.
Mhm.
I will be working on the configuration. I hope to have it done next week with the SD card and the
Okay.
local storage, and I'll be implementing all these properties then. Yep, that was my plan for this week.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm not sure what I can do, but I will update it if I do something, because I have some other projects going at the same time.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I have a fairly busy week coming up, but then it's the college break week is the week after, so I'll have a little bit more time then.
Oh, that's good.
One of the things I will do is put in the core 2 instead of the core, and just try out the real-time clock. And as a temporary measure, I'm going to use that external library. Well, it's almost the same. I think the nice folks from M5 Stack just took the Arduino library as is, and because it's almost line for line the same. So I'll just use that and just ignore their the instance of RTC that they've created and just go direct to the I2C.
Is that this one? I'm sharing my screen still, by the way.
So. Oh yeah, so sorry.
Yeah.
Is
that's
that this
that's
one, the
it.
unit RTC?
Yeah, so if you that's right.
Yeah.
So it's sorry, which
In the source.
that would
the
be in
example.
RTC core 2.
Oh yeah, there is a
Oh,
port
wait a
to
second.
it.
Where are you looking at? So
That's the
M5 unit
inner file,
RTC.
Yeah, this is the unit RTC. So that's like the little thing that you can plug in. I think.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Because
That
I'm
runs on
looking at
I2C.
here. Let me share my screen for a sec, and I'll show you where I'm looking at. Is okay. I'm going to share. You okay if I share?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then,
I'll stop my share.
yeah.
Okay. So where I was going with that is, I'm actually looking at M5. So they have a unified
We don't do
M5.
anything yet.
I can't stop my share.
Oh, I see.
Am I still sharing or not?
No,
No, you're not.
No.
Oh.
Oh, so, no. There's an extra.
Click you have to do. Yeah, which
yeah.
buttons?
Desktop. There it is.
Which windows you want?
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, yeah, that's better.
Better now?
yes.
Okay. So they under M5 they have a M5 unified, which is basically all of their all their stuff together. And so they do have the RTC and everything in there. But what we've been using is M5 Stack Core 2, which is missing that one API call to find out if your voltage low bit has been reset, or no voltage low event. If it's one, if there's been a voltage low, in other words, it's one if it's no good.
Oh, there's the RTC there. That's the one you're talking
and
about.
there's RTC.h, and you can see here we can get the let me just, can I increase the font size? There we go. Okay, so we have, get time, get date, and also, and then we can get access. But right down here, you notice that there's nothing telling you that the power is valid. That's available in the unified library, but do we want to switch to that? And this is the read register, which is the function I wanted to use just to go direct to that bit. It's basically bit 7 of the seconds, and it's reset if you write to seconds. It's reset, so that's no problem resetting it. It's just querying it. It's private, so I was just planning on using the other guy's library for now. And then eventually we have a decision to make: is do we want to use the unified library or just stick with Core 2? But that's in the future. So anyway, that's the plan. And also, if I'm also going to dabble into the wiki specification, just write down my understanding of what I've done so far, and for the GPS and the real-time clock, and just so that it's down on paper for somebody else to read.
Yes, and I will. Now you talk about.
That's the plan.
I think I should update the doc a little bit. That history thing, or the specifications. Yeah, to make it more in line what we do now. I will do it. Yeah.
All right.
By unified, do they mean unified Core 1 and Core 2? It's a joint library that joins the two, or
I think
that's
more.
what this is. What if I'm just go to M5 Stack, Core and Core 2 are, they're different. The IC is different. The real-time clock is not present in the Core. There's also a motion detector, but we removed that. But I've noticed that what they have here is a unified library for all M5 Stack devices. But if we're going to switch over to something like that, then we have to basically scrub through all our whole build environment to make sure that we're using the right include files and the right API calls. And I'm at this point, I don't see that effort providing any tangible rewards.
Right. Okay.
And
so we just use the Core 2.
Core 2,
RTC,
this guy down here.
Yeah. It's the easiest.
Yeah, Core 2 RTC. But for now, I'm just going to substitute. What was it? Where's my? Let me see. No, where am I? So if I go to if I look, there's this I can't find it now. Anyway, there's a Arduino. Oh, I know, it's in my own RTC testing, but there's a Arduino library that's very close to what RTC does. And I'm just going to use that temporarily. So there, done.
Okay.
So sorry, kind of a little bit of a side trip there.
No, that's fine.
That helps.
So Michael, you
Okay,
have
so
you have all the things you need for digging into the code and other things.
Yeah, this meeting also has also been helpful as well. So yeah, this is a learning process for me, and getting back into using GitHub again. But no, I've got enough to get me started, and as soon as I get my M5 Core 2, I'll be busy.
Okay, but if don't hesitate to ask questions in the channel.
Sure.
If somebody's there, we will answer. I mean,
sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're done for today, aren't we? I mean, it feels like.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Nice meeting you all.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you,
nice
Michael.
meeting you.
Welcome. Happy to have you on board.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.